I really am somebody who often looks through social media and reads memes. I admit I'm often looking for quotes for talks or something compelling that really invites me to think a little bit. And I found this meme recently that had 4 statements. They said it was written by the famous Anonymous, and it was labeled Japanese wisdom. And I've been reading these 4 statements now for a number of days, almost every day, looking at them, contemplating them, thinking about them. And all 4 of the statements have an initial meaning that we can glean from the surface. But then if you take them a little bit deeper, they provide great wisdom for us. So I'm bringing for us today some Japanese wisdom from the wonderful Anonymous, who's just so wise. And I'm going to invite us to contemplate them in the time that I have here. It's only going to take a few hours, so just settle in. So the first statement for Japanese wisdom, really, if you're listening, it's only meant to be about 8 minutes here. So Japanese wisdom, the first one is, if it's not yours, don't take it. That seems pretty wise, doesn't it? If it's not yours, don't take it. At the surface level, that looks like not taking things, not taking stuff, not taking other people's possessions. And if we go a little bit deeper into the emotional realm, it might also be about, if it's not your responsibility, if it's not your problem, don't take it. And it has to do also with boundaries. I think a lot of us struggle with having good boundaries and sometimes feeling as though we have to be responsible for things that are not really ours. And so this statement calls me back into a place of balance, a place of considering. It's certainly not that I don't want to be helpful. It's not that I don't want to support people. It's not that I don't want to step in and be with someone who's going through something challenging. However, it's about not taking it on entirely and feeling the weight of it and the depth of it at times. It's being able to be present and deal with my own stuff, my own responsibilities, my own challenges, my own issues, and still moving forward in lightness and love with humanity. The next one, the second one, if it's not right, don't do it. If it's not right, don't do it. That's an interesting one. That word right can have a lot of meanings, can't it? Because we all have definitions about what's right or what's wrong, what's good or what's bad. But we all have, I think, a centered place within us that can feel into what is the best thing here? What is the most optimal thing here? What's the highest and best here in situations, in decisions that we're making? And we also have that place within us that knows when something's wrong. Countless stories exist. I mean, whole series on Netflix and other places about people who didn't do the right thing, and almost every time you hear them say, well, I had a funny feeling, but I ignored it. If it's not right, don't do it. So if it's not right for me, if it's not right within me, if I'm sensing something is wonky, even if we amend the statement from don't do it, we could say, if it's not right, delay. So I've started a new rule for myself. If I'm unsure about sending that email or unsure about making that phone call or unsure about some decision, I ask myself to wait at least 24 hours. Because between the conversations I have with people, the synchronicities that happen, the random memes that show up out of the blue, the dreams I have at night, If I give myself 24 hours, I usually can figure out pretty quickly what's really right for me. What's the right choice here for me? The third one, if it's not true, don't say it. If it's not true, don't say it. Of course, this one immediately makes one say, okay, of course, we don't want to lie to people. We don't want to tell half-truths. There's a lot of blogs and conversations about, oh, every once in a while, isn't it okay to just tell a little lie? If it's not true, don't say it. This is something we are struggling with in our culture, I think, because it's hard to discern what's true in the news, on social media, on memes. I don't even know for sure if this meme is truly by anonymous themselves. Maybe someone else wrote it. But I do feel that the statements feel very true to me. So if it's not true, don't say it. It's about being in integrity. It's about being in our word. The first agreement in the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz is all about be your word. And so there is something that happens in our energy field and in our presence when we start to be our word. And a huge part of being our word is only speaking our truth. And it's not repeating news and speculation and gossip and I heard or one person said and then holding those things as truth, because they end up promoting and bringing forth often false narratives about people and situations that we don't always know are true. And then there's this energy with our life and our word that is sketchy and not very solid. So it's a beautiful saying to live by. And it also is a beautiful practice. Just try it even for one day. Today, I promise myself not to speak anything that's not true. And just notice how easy or how difficult is that for you. The last one, if I don't know, if you don't know, be quiet. If you don't know, be quiet. Again, connected to the previous one, a lot of things we're not sure of. I always tell people who are teaching or who are learning about teaching or speaking, who are working with people, if I don't know the answer, I'm not going to make something up. I'm going to be willing to say, I don't know about that. I'll have to check that out. Let me look into that. That saying, I don't know, it's really hard for us. I think for a lot of us in the Western world, I don't know about how it is in other countries, but here in the U.S., I know in the school system I grew up, boy, not knowing the answer in school, it was a big deal. One got shamed, one got made fun of, one felt shame, I think, if we didn't know the answer to questions. So not knowing the answer to things can be a real trigger for us, can be a real challenge for us. But in terms of holding our energy and being centered, being willing to say, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know how I feel about that right now. Let me think about it or pray about it a little more and get a sense of it. Being willing to be in that soft place. So as I've indicated throughout this exploration of these 4 statements, consider trying one or all of these on. Maybe take one a week or one a day and just play with them and just see if a greater centeredness doesn't emerge in your heart and in your presence. That's what's happened for me with these. I felt more centered. I felt more aligned with my inner knowing. I felt more connected to myself by practicing this Japanese wisdom. So I'm going to do a prayer now, inviting us to practice and to experience the results, the good results of these beautiful, beautiful words of wisdom. So join me. Let's pray. I take this moment to go within and to feel into that energy of beingness, that divine presence, that divine light, that divine life. I recognize that it is expressing in, through, and as all of creation. It is all there is. No matter what realm my imagination might venture into, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, universal realm, all of it is formed and fashioned by and as and out of the divine presence. All there is this presence, God, the infinite intelligence, the one presence, the light and the life and the love of the universe. I feel it, I sense it. And the reason that I can feel and sense it is because it is what I am. It is flowing through me, in me, and as me. Flowing through and in and as this word that I speak. And therefore, I recognize that this word is a seed of creative energy being planted in the rich soil of creation. And therefore, I affirm and accept that the truth of this oneness is true for every person who hears this prayer. We are connected in that one place. Beyond time and space, we are one. Therefore, I affirm and accept for each person hearing this prayer a deeper walk in the wisdom that these beautiful phrases, these sayings bring forth. The wisdom that's been shared here and the wisdom that calls to us from our own inner voice as we consider these statements. And therefore, I accept and affirm that we easily and effortlessly practice these statements in ways that serve and support us and uplift us and deepen us into our own inner connectedness. We are wise beyond measure, and we work and move forward in and with these statements in powerful and profound ways. And this benefits us greatly, powerfully, joyfully. I'm so grateful to see this truth, to affirm this truth, and to accept that all that has been spoken here is done right here and right now. And in love and light and great gratitude, I simply release this prayer now into the action of that universal law that makes it so. I let it be, I let it go, and so it is. Amen.